Hello, my name is Parker Daggett, and I'm a student at um, Gull Lake High School, and I'm taking Introduction to Computer Science. So today I'll be explaining what I've been learning so far. For example, I've been learning about print functions, variables, and if else and else codes, and I'm gonna show you today about them. So first, I'm gonna start with my print function. So what we always start with is our date and then what our program is. And then I use the print function hello Parker tag it, which is my name, and then some random numbers. And then it's a string as a data type. And then I use another print function. And then I use the escape slash, like this little end thing right here. I'm gonna highlight it right there. I use it to add a space in between the lines, which you can see that in the compiler, which I'll show you in a second. And then um, print, this is a tab, like the slash T thing. That's gonna make this right here indented. And then right here, this it's like a bunch of asterisks, I think it's called. I use it as like a line separator kind of. And then I started messing with like integers and like multiplying and adding. And then an integer is a whole number, and then a float is like integer and then like decimals. And then I messed around with some adding two integers and then multiplying. And then I did concatenating a string with an integer right here on line 19. And then I did a my name is, and then right here I did like asterisk 3, which in the compiler it said my name is dot dot dot, my name is dot dot dot, my name is dot dot dot. So I printed the integer 3 times. And then I did a line separator, and then I printed a little cool cat thing. So that's my print function. Okay, this is my variables. So we always start with is the my name, the programmer, the date, and the program. So a variable is a name that refers to a value in programming. String variables. My name is Parker Daggett, and I use Cinderblock, which is my dog's name. Uh, Python is case sensitive, so name and name are very different. So like my name right here and that name right there, only one capital or like one letter can be different. Let me see. And then assigning the integer value 14 to age. Age is 14. And then I use my GPA, which is 4.0. Printing a greeting combining string literal with the name variable using string concatenation. So I printed hello, my name is blank. And then it'll say name because over here name equals Parker Daggett. So it'll say my name. And then I used age equals 14, and I said print my age is, and then it'll print 14 right there. And then my GPA is uh, my GPA is GPA, which will show this, so 4.0. And then concatenating strings, so first name equals Parker, last name equals Taggett. So I did print first name, comma is very important, and then last name, and then separator variable. So I used a line separator to have like spaces in between where I like in between my code in my compiler, and then, and then I assigned some integers, some variables. So x equals 27, y equals 17. So I did print plus no print parentheses um, x plus y, and then x times y. And then I did um, equals x equals comma x. I'm not really sure what that is. Then I did the line separator again, and then I did your age. What's your age? And then okay, so like what's your name? And then you put like your name. So name equals your name equals input. How was your name? Like what was your name? And then you like type it in. So I'm gonna run that real quick and show you. Run. So my name is Parker. How old I am? I am 14. My favorite hobby is cologne. Favorite food, pasta. And then let's see. Hello Parker, I see that you're 14 years old. I love the hobby of cologne, and most of all, I love your favorite food, pasta. So like the code, like I code this right here, line 79, and it like shows like it like I am blank years old. I love the favorite hobby, and it like says my favorite hobby that I typed in, which is pretty cool. So that's my variables. Okay, we have the last one, if else and if else. So we'll start with the programmer, which is me, date 4626, and then the program, and then use these operators to compare values and return either true or false. Data type is a boolean, and operator is like these things, and then like the meaning, and then the example, and then a result. Um, Logical operators are used to combine multiple conditions. They always answer the questions like, is this and that true? Is at least one true? Is this and that not true? Excuse me. Operator and or not, and then meaning both conditions must be true. For and, at least one is true. For or, and then not is the reverse of the value. And then I use the line separator to like separate my code kinda and compiler. And then we did like an amusement park checker print, and then the amusement park checker slash n, and then your height integer input, enter your height in inches, minimum height to roller, minimum height to ride roller coaster. Oh my god, that was a tongue twister. Try to say that 10 times fast. Minimum height is 48, and then minimum height with the parent is 40 inches, and then print f slash n your height is, and then you type your height inches tall slash n, and if your height is greater than minimum height, amazing, you can ride the coaster. But if your height is greater than like minimum height with parent, but it's lower than 48, so like say you're 44 inches, it will say excellent, you can ride with the parent when you grow, and then it'll do the minimum height minus your height. So it'll say, so if you're 44 inches, it'll say you need 4 inches to grow to ride the thing without your parent. And then I use like if, like, so that's the if, and that's else, and this is the else. If, else, else. So this is the else right here. So if it's below 40, so it'll be, sorry, you are not tall enough to ride the coaster when you grow. Minimum height with parent minus your height. So say you're 33 inches, it'll do 40 minus 33. So it'll be 7 inches until you ride with a parent. And then when you grow, minimum height minus your height, which is um, 48 minus 33. That is 15, I think. Yeah, that's 15 inches. You can ride it alone. So we're gonna run that real quick. So let me clear my compiler, which is 3 dots, and then clear selected outputs, and then you click this little play button right here, and then it takes a second. Okay, there we go. So for example, I'm gonna do 44 inches to show, no, 48, so I can show you that like, um, oops, yep, your inches are 48 tall. And then amazing, you can ride the coaster, which is shown right here. And then let's rerun it. So same 44 inches, and then it says excellent, you can ride with the parent when you grow 4 inches to be alone. So right there it shows like right this right here, which is very cool. Like it does the math for you. And then one last time I'll do the, so say I'm 33 inches for example. So it says, sorry, you are not tall enough to ride this coaster. When you grow 7 inches, you can ride with a parent. When you grow 15 inches, you can ride alone. And it has like the little exclamation points to like show you. So like it's really cool because like the if you're that height, it says amazing. Elf, which is like you don't meet the if, but you're not also on the else. So it's like true and false, and then the rest, like the trash, like the recycle bin, is just the else. Like everything below 40 is like else. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. So that's it for today. So this is Parker Taggett from Gull Lake High School, and I'm taking Introduction to Computer Science. And thank you for watching.